Magic Johnson's picture hangs in my apartment. Magic's my favorite athlete of all time, he and Tiger Woods. I watched this interview and Magic just kept coming. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. And I was like, who told you leadership was fun? This is not a great look for Magic Johnson. On the day the Lakers are announcing Frank Vogel as their coach, having a press conference, you preempted by going on ESPN and undermining everything the Lakers are trying to do, but you got a smile on your face. I'm a Laker fan, I'm a supporter, and I want them to do well, and Jeannie's my sister. But on this day, I'm going to be bigger than their announcement of a head coach. I'm going to submarine and try to destroy Rob Pelinka and Jeanie Buss. Not a great look, in my opinion. All right, welcome back. Whitlock and Wiley, NBA champions Kendrick Perkins, and NBA agent B.J. Armstrong, also an NBA champion, 3-time. All right, time now for our big story. Let's move to the Lakers, where the start of the Frank Vogel era was overshadowed by Magic Johnson's scorched earth interview about his abrupt resignation from the team. Vogel was introduced as the new head coach yesterday, but owner Jeanie Buss was noticeably absent from the press conference, which left ESPN's Ramona Shelburne questioning Buss's leadership, writing, quote, "Every decision they've made, from installing Pelinka as the top basketball decision maker to settling on their third coach as head coach, has been woefully unpopular. Worse, there's been no one from the organization willing to explain anything in the public spotlight. This used to be an area in which Jeanie Buss excelled. She was always willing to take questions, even harsh ones, but she has been out of sight as of late, seemingly resigned to taking all the criticism coming her way." I think Jeanie Buss needs to respond to Magic's attack. I don't think she can hide and just think it's all going to blow over and go away.
And say what? People always say face the music. That's when you have something to say. We all know actions speak louder than words, and unfortunately, there's a correlation between her and being a part of ownership and the Lakers having their worst 6 years in terms of no playoff success and losing records. So I don't know what she could say in those moments. I think it's okay to have a defense when you also have an offense. And the offense is we're winning games, we're doing some things right. But if you're just going to go out there and respond to some attacks without anything else to support it, but he say, she say, I think that will come off wrong. So it's amazing that Ramona has finally written this article. This is something that a lot of people have been watching in terms of the lack of leadership and ownership. I don't think Jeannie's ready for these moments, but she does have confidence. The Lakers had lean years before. Remember when in the championship world that the Lakers always lived in, they went 8 years without winning the championship, early, mid-90s, post-Magic. It got lean, 31 wins at a time before Shaq and Kobe. And I think she's trying to use that as her confidence. She rode the wave in terms of being there with her father, Dr. Buss, in those moments. I think she's trying to do that again, stay silent until you could come out and really do some damage.
Well, when I look at the situation, I have to deal with this team from an agent perspective. I have to deal with this team and knowing all of the players. I know Rob, I know Irving, and the one thing is when you have an organization like the Lakers or any team in this league is about 4 people have to sit at the table of success. You have to have an owner, you have to have the general manager, you have to have the coach, and you have the player. And if any of those 4 that sit at that table of excellence or that table of success aren't aligned with each other, this is what you get is chaos. And now the days of an owner being an absentee owner are over in today's professional landscape as a league, especially in the NBA. So the owners have to be involved if you're going to have success in today's sport. The one thing that is probably the secret sauce, if you will, the one thing that's lacking that we see, which I think Ramona touched on, you have to have internal leadership if you're going to be a successful franchise in today's world, whether it comes from the players, whether it comes from the general manager, coach, or in this case, we're talking about, the ownership. But right now, I think the Lakers are looking for themselves to say, where's this leadership going to come from? And they have to also do one of the most important things that every franchise has to do is they have to upgrade their talent. Winning covers a multitude of sins. All of the teams have the same problems, but they need to upgrade their talent and they need to find the internal leadership that's needed to even be considered where they want to be, which they always talk about championship, but every team talks about championship if they're going to be a successful franchise moving forward.
Well, I agree with Marcellus. I mean, what can she say? I mean, what is her comeback? I mean, Magic put it out there on the table. You know, he went to trial and he was prepared, and I don't think she's prepared. And I'm gonna piggyback to what I said, and I agree with BJ. Is that's the problem in the NBA with some of the NBA organizations with hiring your friends and not the right people for the job. You know, just look at all the things that's going on inside the circle. Kobe Bryant linked to Rob Pelinka. He gets the GM job. Kurt Rambis is doing this. His wife is good friends with Jeanie Buss. All this is tied together. At the end of the day, Magic came out, and I was with Magic on it. Like, clear your name, clear the brand. He didn't say an anonymous source. He came out publicly and manned up and said what he had to say. And he said it to Rob Pelinka, and I applaud him for it, man, because at the end of the day, they got to figure out how they could fix this. But I do know one thing, one person they can't point the finger at, and that's LeBron James, because he had nothing to do with it.
Disagree. And I'll say this not as a shot at LeBron, but what I'll say is when BJ's talking about the 4 principles of success, everybody's just way too big in terms of LeBron's a superstar. Magic's a superstar. Kobe Bryant has installed someone there to represent him. Kobe's a superstar.
Right.
Jeanie Buss is Jeanie Buss. There are no, like, Indians. Everybody's a chief.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
I agree.
And that makes things even more combustible because, again, LeBron's worth nearly $1 billion. That's the ego. Magic's worth nearly $1 billion. That's the ego. Jeanie Buss is worth $500 million. That's an ego. Kobe, worth around you talk. Other franchises don't have that. In terms, you know, Greg Popovich is a head coach, made some good money. Blah blah blah. R.C. Buford, blah blah. These aren't the biggest names and biggest egos in sports. The Lakers are dealing with that in a city that loves this kind of reality show drama, and so unwittingly, just LeBron they've to me just dumped too many stars into this situation, and a couple of people need to just be Indians. They've always had a superstar player, so LeBron's role is safe.
Right.
These other people behind us, don't hire superstars. Don't hire Magic Johnson. Right. Don't hire Kobe's puppet master or puppet to be in there. Hire some behind-the-scenes people.
And in Jeannie's defense, she has to be careful about how she approach and what she say about Magic, because Magic is loved by everybody.
Yeah.
So she has to be cautious. So she's in a bad place.
All right, coming up, Tony and Lauren Dungy are doing some incredible work outside the game of football. They'll join the show to discuss their latest efforts next.